Sadeba Mamatoriya Krishna Prapti Hoya Oite Krishna Prapti Hoya Krishna Prapti Hoya Oite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Sitete Koriya Akya Padma Arona Kori Ho Mane Asha Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Ye Prasad Pure Sarva Asha Ye Prasad Pure Sarva Ye Prasad Pure Sarva Asha Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinas Jata Hoite Avidya Vinas Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinas Jata Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinas Vidya Jai Jahara Charito Vidya Jai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Charana Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Charana Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Loknath Lokra Jivana Loknath Lokra Jivana Srila Prabhupada Loi Loi Sarana Ha ha Prabhu Kore Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Aha Prabhu Kore Doya Dehu More Pada Chaya Ibe Jai Gosakri Bhavana Ibe Jai Gosakri Bhavana Srila Prabhupada 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 Jai Om Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desacharine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Paschatya Desacharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ribo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya. Jaya Radhe, Radhanath, Radhe Radhanath, Radhe Radhanath, Jaya Radhe Radhanath, Jaya Radhe Radhanath, Radhe Radhanath, Radhe Radhanath, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. Gaura Premanande.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Privrajikacharya Astotar Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Privrajikacharya Astotar Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhar Shivachari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Gangamai Yamunamai Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. And thank you for attending the Sunday Love Feast program. Today is a very special program, and it's one of our favorite topics, and the topic is Prasadam. I'm sure it's all of your favorite topics. It certainly is mine. So we have a power-packed program today, and all on the subject of Prasadam. And just before I introduce the speaker for today, today's Love Feast program is prepared by the Queensborough Namahata, led by His Grace Atri Rishidas and team. So, yes, give them a nice round of applause. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, and she is Gaura Bhumi Dasi. She's a resident of the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple, and she's been here for the past 6 years. As an aspiring storyteller, she is dedicated to living a life of connection and consciousness. Currently, she is completing her internship in wellness counseling, and she passionately advocates compassionate listening and creating a safe space. Her love for any creative outlet is evident in her writing, and which she thoroughly enjoys. She is an inspiring individual who seeks to make positive impact on the world around her. So devotees, please give a loud Hari Bol to Her Grace Gaura Bhumi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Yeah. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak in some very small capacity about my limited understanding of Prasad. Prasad is such a topic, we'll never get tired of talking about it and eating it. It's what keeps most of us on this path of Krishna consciousness, let's be honest. More than the philosophy or the association, it's the Prasad. So yeah, we'll sing a little and then we'll try and dive into the topic. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, so Prasadam. Okay, so today's topic, right? Prasadam, the Prasadam code more specifically, to serve and to relish. Already the topic will tell you that when it comes to prasadam, the more you serve others, the more you relish by seeing how devotees enjoy prasadam to their full satisfaction, right? Body, heart, mind, soul. There's nothing more satisfying to a Vaishnav than seeing other devotees partake of prasadam in a way that it fulfills them to their deepest capacity. And that is the nature of bhakti in general, that we serve or we associate or we engage with others in a way that is fully satisfying to them. And there's nothing better, when you go home after a long, hard day at work, there's nothing better than a hot plate of prasadam, right? To just rejuvenate you and just make you feel okay again. So what we'll be diving in today firstly is a very interesting pastime from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. We actually celebrated it in the week, and for those of us, some of us may know what it's about, some of us may not. It's, on Wednesday we had that very, very, very special Ekadasi, right? Nirjal Ekadasi, 64 rounds, not a drop of water, that kind of Ekadasi that we all, just wait for year-round with bated breath. And the day after or 2 days later, depending on the calendar, there's a very, very special festival called Panihati Chidadahi Utsav. Panihati is a place in West Bengal, a little village that is very special to Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So this festival took place in that village in the time of Lord Chaitanya. And Chidadahi is referring to chipped rice and yogurt. Chipped rice is simply rice that has been semi-boiled and then flattened and dried in the sun. So it's like semi-cooked dried grains, and at any point you can add it to a hot liquid and it swells up again and it cooks very, very quickly. And yogurt. So a festival celebrating devotees, yogurt and rice. Right? Very interesting combination. You can read about it in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Antya Leela, 6th chapter. This festival is very interesting because it's also called the festival of punishment. You think, what's there to celebrate about punishing someone? But the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita is actually, it's just a long description of Lord Chaitanya eating and dancing, in many, many different ways, in many different occasions. And Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to honor Prasad, how to reciprocate with devotees through Prasad, and how to deepen our relationships using Prasad. So we'll just speak about this pastime. It is a pastime between Lord Nityananda and someone called Raghunath Das Goswami, who on the altar next to Bhaktisiddhanta, there's a little frame there of 6 gentlemen standing all together. Raghunath Das Goswami is one of them. So they are the saints of the Gaudiya tradition who have written most of our literature that we use in our philosophy, Raghunath Das being one of them, right? So this pastime takes place in a village called Panihati during this time of year. And if any of you have been to India, it is midsummer. And midsummer in India, 50 degrees minimum, 55, going into that scorching capacity. And then monsoon is coming very soon. So what does rain bring? It brings humidity, which I don't know is worse, the humidity or the scorching sun. So it's midsummer in India. It's very, very, very hot, right? And you want to eat something that's very cooling. You want to eat something that keeps you, functional in some capacity. So the Lord is using the summer weather and the excuse of punishing a particular devotee, in this case Raghunath Das, to feed all the Vaishnavas something that will be very pleasing to them, right? So the story begins in the chapter where Raghunath Das, he comes from a very rich family, very, very rich landlords of the time. They own a lot of land and collect a lot of tax, and all of this money is there. And he lives his life, he does what he has to do, but he wants so much more from his life. He has met Lord Chaitanya and he knows what he's supposed to do with his life, but he's stuck at home. So he thinks, going to run away. Like, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going to leave. He runs away in the middle of the night, and his parents find out. They run and they catch him and they bring him back. And he thinks, okay. He tries again the next night. It's like, I have to meet Lord Chaitanya. I have to leave. I can't live here anymore. Runs away. Again, they catch him and bring it back. And it's like a continuous saga. The more they catch him and bring him back, the more he tries to run away. Eventually, his mother is so frustrated. She looks at her husband and she's like, he keeps running away. Why do you leave him like this? You should tie him to the bed and just leave him there. And, the husband looks at his wife and he says, what can I do? He has met Lord Chaitanya. He's met anyone who meets Lord Chaitanya, their life is over. He's met Lord Chaitanya. Nothing can hold him back from what he wants. If he wants to meet Lord Chaitanya, he's going to figure out a way and he's going to do it. And they're very sad by this, that he doesn't want to stay at home and live with them and just live life and do his prescribed duty in that sense. But anyway, they catch him, they bring him back, and then he overhears, Raghunath Das overhears, the servants are talking in the big mansion. And they say that Lord Nityananda is in Panihati, which is just like a nearby village next door to him. Lord Nityananda has come to Panihati with all of his associates, and he's there for a few days. And then Raghunath Das begins to plan. He's like, okay, I couldn't go to the Lord came to me, this is a clear sign, let's see. So he goes during the day. He's very clever about, he tells his parents, no, it's the daytime, it's not the night, I'm not going to run away, I promise. I'm coming back, I'm just going to the next village, I'm just going to see Lord Nityananda, and I'll come back. It's okay. So he goes over to the next village and he finds Lord Nityananda sitting at the bank of the Ganges. And the description is given that Lord Nityananda is sitting there with his his blue clothes, very, silky and waving in the wind. And he's sitting on a rock in the shade of a tree on the bank of the Ganges. And he's sitting and he's surrounded by all of his friends, all of his associates. And they're having a small kirtan, and he's just sitting and enjoying it. And the description is given in the CC that, when you drive to work and you're driving at that time of the morning where the sunrise hits you, and it's like a very beautiful sight to see. So when Raghunath Das saw Lord Nityananda, it was the same as 1,000,000 sunrises. That was the effulgence of Lord Nityananda. And he sees Lord Nityananda and he's standing some distance away, but he's so astonished and he's so humbled by the sight in front of him. I'm sure you can relate to that in some way, that sometimes you come in front of the Lord and you're just so in awe of the way he looks today, and you just don't know what to say to him, that you just have to stand there and you have to admire him for a little bit. So Raghunath Das is standing there and he's admiring the sight. He's so astonished by Lord Nityananda that he just falls down flat in Dandavats. He is so awestruck by what he sees. And one of Lord Nityananda's friends tells him, look over there in the distance, Raghunath Das Goswami is there. He has come to see you. And we know from our previous acharyas, from the classes we hear, that the Lord Nityananda is a very jovial person. You don't know what's coming with Lord Nityananda. He's a very, he's called an avadut, a little bit of a madman. You don't know what's coming when you're with Lord Nityananda. So he sees Raghunath Das and he looks in the distance and he says, you, Raghunath, you're a thief. Why else would you be standing so far away and hiding from me? You're a thief. And today you have come in front of me standing as a thief. I must punish you. And come here, Raghunath, come here for your punishment. And Raghunath, he doesn't move because he's so humbled that the Lord is talking to him that he just, he wants to shy away, he wants to hide. Lord Nityananda gets up and he runs to Raghunath and he catches him, puts him on the ground and puts his feet on his head and says, you are a thief, Raghunath, and today I will punish you. So you know what you have to do for me, Raghunath? You see all these devotees that are sitting here today? You have to feed them. But you have to feed them chipped rice and yogurt. Chida dahi. That is your punishment. And Raghunath is so overjoyed. He's like, okay, this is it. This is my opportunity. Runs into the village, buys everything he can find, all the chipped rice, all the yogurt, the pots, everything. He brings it back to the Ganges, and he starts making the chipped rice himself. He soaks it, and then he mixes it. He makes two kinds of preparations. The first chipped rice you mix with yogurt, sugar, and bananas. He leaves it to soak. The other one, he mixes it with condensed milk, with camphor, a different type of banana, and he's, mixing and mixing. And devotees, nothing has changed much in one sense since the Chaitanya Charitamrita. When something is happening, we talk about it, right? We talk about it like, what's happening over there? Oh no, Raghunath's being punished by Lord Nityananda. He has to feed everyone chipped rice. What? Oh. And then the word starts spreading that Raghunath Das is being punished by Lord Nityananda. So naturally, we're all very curious people. They go to see, and more, the whole village comes, and they come and see, okay, what's happening? What's happening? What is this chipped rice? What's all this yogurt? What's happening? So the crowd is getting bigger and bigger, and suddenly when Raghunath looks up, he realizes he doesn't have enough for everyone. And now it's fine because he comes from a very rich family, good use of money. He sends his servants over to the nearby, all the other villages and he starts buying everything he can find in those villages. He finishes all the yogurt and all the chipped rice and all the sugar in the whole district. But the more he buys, the more people come, because now the news is spreading to all the other villages. Raghunath Das is making chipped rice for all the devotees. Come and see, Lord Nityananda is there. Everyone's getting more and more interested and excited. So everyone is coming, everyone's looking. And okay, eventually, he's done. He's done, so what now? All this crowd is standing here, so what's he gonna do? They build a platform on the bank of the Ganges for Lord Nityananda and his very close friends to sit on. So Lord Nityananda goes, he sits with all of his associates on this very, very big platform. And they sit, and then they start distributing the chipped rice to everyone. Every single person who came got 2 pots, the one with the yogurt, the one with the condensed milk. And Lord Nityananda personally welcomed and honored each and every person that came, even if they weren't planning on staying, right? They just came to see what all the fuss was about. They welcomed each and every person and said, welcome, come join us, come join us. Here's your 2 pots, find a spot, eat, right? So Lord Nityananda sits on his platform. Then there's no space anymore on the platform. So everyone wants to be close, right, to Lord Nityananda because he's the main man there. So people, then they go close to the platform and they try and huddle around. But then there's no more space near the platform. Then they're like, okay, the riverbank is there, the sand is there, it's okay. Then they sit on the riverbank with their 2 pots and they're eating. All the devotees are just relishing. Then there's no more space on the riverbank and there's still this big crowd. What are they going to do? They go stand in the Ganges. Everyone's just standing in the Ganges with their 2 pots and they're just eating and eating and eating and relishing and relishing and relishing, right? And Lord Nityananda is so amazed by what's happening, right? Because this is supposed to be a punishment, right? It's turning into something of a celebration and a festival, right? And then there's no space, everyone's eating, and then eventually Lord Chaitanya is not there for this festival. But Lord Nityananda is so pleased by what's happening that he meditates and he meditates and he meditates on Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya comes. But not everyone can see him. Only the very few close associates can see him. So Lord Chaitanya comes and Lord Nityananda says, see, look at this festival that Raghunath Das is doing. Look at how he is serving the Vaishnavas. With everything that he has, he's serving them. And Lord Chaitanya is so pleased. So what do? The 2 brothers, Chaitanya and Nityananda? They go to each and every person, and mind you, most of the people can't see Lord Chaitanya is there. So they just think Lord Nityananda is walking around on his own. They go to each and every person, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, and they take a morsel from each pot and they feed it to each other. Because they are so happy that the Vaishnavas are being served and they're being pleased, that they're eating from these same pots. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Shri Giriraj. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And they go to each and every pot. Now, mind you, it's the same thing in all the pots. But they just want to spend so much of time with the devotees and reciprocate with them that they eat from each pot, and then they go and sit on the platform, and then they enjoy their own pots there. So we can see, right? The Vaishnavas are so satisfied in their bellies, in their hearts, in their minds, in their souls. And Lord Nityananda can see this, so he tells them, now you chant Hare Krishna. You just chant, 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 and chant. So they have a very, very big Sankirtan right on the riverbank. And all the devotees can remember or think about or see in their minds is how Krishna and Balaram, when they are in Vrindavan and they're herding the cows, how they have a picnic on the riverbank of the Yamuna. So this Panihati in some way is an enactment of that with Lord Chaitanya. The Lord will sit with his friends on a riverbank and have a picnic, right? And Raghunath Das is so blessed by this that he receives from Lord Nityananda the very pots they were eating from as his remnants. And after this pastime, the Lord is so pleased with him that when you continue reading sometime later, he makes it to Jagannath Puri, he makes it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he makes it to dedicate his life as his deepest desire is. He does it, he makes it in the end, right? Through his enthusiasm. And when we read this pastime, there are so many lessons, there are so many nuances that we can take, but we'll just touch on the main points. And obviously the first one is detachment. That Raghunath Das, he's, you could say in some sense he's on the level of a prince, right? He comes from such an exceptionally rich family in that sense. It's mentioned that at the time, he's from West Bengal, so that's the district of Nadia. At that time, every single Brahmin in that entire district was dependent on the charity of his family. That's how much wealth they had, that every single Brahmin received something from them, right? But despite having all of this wealth, Raghunath Das knew that there is nothing more fulfilling than the opportunity to use whatever Krishna has given you in the service of him and of the devotees. Because he knows that the wealth is not his anyway. It's coming from Krishna, so it should be used for Krishna's service. He holds no ownership to all of that wealth, right? The next thing we can learn from this pastime is determination, right? Raghunath Das continuously ran away from home. He tried and tried and tried to go to Lord Chaitanya. He was so determined to take shelter just by meeting him once. It was enough for him to know that this is where my life needs to go, right? That if any opportunity presents itself, we should be determined to take it in our spiritual life. And guess what? If there isn't any opportunity, you have to go and create it. What's stopping you from creating the opportunity of serving the Lord? Nothing. You have to be determined enough for that, right? Something else we can learn about, of course, surrender. That as soon as Raghunath Das saw Lord Nityananda, he fell flat. He couldn't help but offer his obeisances. He couldn't help but surrender to the Lord as soon as he saw him. And through his surrender, the Vaishnavas were so pleased with him. So you should understand that when I surrender to the Lord, right, what can I not do? What can I not do once I have surrendered, right? And in order to serve the devotees, look at the magnitude of the extent to which he went to please the devotees. What can you not do in your life when the Vaishnavas are pleased with you? Absolutely nothing. As long as the Vaishnavas look upon you with kindness, you can do anything and everything in your spiritual and material life. And the last thing we learned is obviously to depend on the mercy of the Guru, or the seniors, or those that give us guidance, right? Raghunath Das received such mercy from Lord Nityananda because of the service he was willing to render. He rendered so much of service without expecting anything in return, and because of that, his deepest desire was fulfilled. There's nothing stopping us from achieving what we really want in service, but we have to depend on the Lord for that. So based on this pastime, we would think, okay, what's the big deal about Prasad? But think about it, Remember your very first taste of Prasad, whatever it was, the khichdi, the gulab jamuns, the pizza, the feast, the Simply Wonderfuls, the biscuits, the Mahaprasad. Why is Prasad such a big deal, right? Prasad means mercy, but in this case we are specifically talking about the sanctified food that is offered to Krishna. There are many different types of prasad. Sometimes you may receive something from the altar, the flower, a piece of jewelry, and it's called Mahaprasad. Yes, because it's the mercy of the Lord. But in this case, the sanctified food that is offered, right? What is so special about it? If you listen to the memories of Prabhupada, the early disciples, they speak about when, in those early days, they were introduced to gulab jamuns, right? They'd never known anything like it. We call them ISKCON bullets, because they shoot you down, They would make ISKCON bullets, they would make these gulab jamuns, and they would eat them every day, and they would sit and drink that syrup. It was something. Why would you do that? What is so special about prasad, right? And if we go shastrically, just in a very basic understanding, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 3rd chapter, Krishna says that the devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of reactions from sinful activities because they eat food that is offered in sacrifice to the Lord, right? If we do not eat what is offered to the Lord in this mode of sacrifice, if we just eat as per our own senses, if we don't involve the Lord in this offering, if we eat what we want, when we want, how we want, according to our own sense gratification, we will continually suffer the reactions of karma. Because you're just putting yourself in a never-ending cycle, right? You're not adding Krishna to anything, right? Why? Because it's all about the consciousness of what's happening, right? The Bhagavad Gita explains that the entire, you could say, the material manifestation, it's governed by the 3 gunas, the 3 modes of nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance, right? And we are trying our very best to at least come to some level of goodness. Of course, Krishna says that we should go beyond that. He speaks about Vishuddha Sattva, beyond goodness. The devotee transcends that. But, at least some type of goodness. We are trying to live our lives in that way. So Krishna wants to help us get there. Krishna is not, some faraway person, some God that is detached from us. Krishna is very much invested in us as people. So he is going to do what he has to do to help us, right? And that means that he wants us to use our senses in a better way, to engage them in a better way. And prasad is one way of doing this. Engaging the sense of taste, of smell, your tongue, in something a little better, right? Ideally, prasad is food, sanctified mood, in this type of consciousness. Something to raise you or elevate you, right? The 17th chapter of the Gita talks about food in the mode of goodness, right? Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life. They purify one's existence, give strength, health, happiness, satisfaction, right? Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and very, very pleasing to the heart. In this way, when we eat prasadam, it satisfies us, body, mind, and heart. We know this after eating a very nice, sumptuous plate of prasad. The satisfaction you feel is unlike anything you've ever experienced, right? And this in itself is the difference between general vegetarianism and honoring prasadam. Because if you think about it, okay, being a vegetarian, yeah, it's really nice, but what's so special about it? The monkeys are vegetarian, the pigeons are vegetarians, But we are a little more than that. Actually, a lot more than that. We have intelligence, we have consciousness. We're meant for more than, operating on the same level as animals in that sense, right? There's so many species of life who are vegetarian, but even amongst humans, okay, you go to some restaurant and there's a vegetarian option on the menu. What's the difference between that and prasad? It's vegetarian. There's no meat, fish, eggs, none of that. What's the difference, right? Again, it's the consciousness. That's the difference. Because what you put in comes out at the end of the day. What you put in comes out, right? And that is why as bhakti yogis we are encouraged, right, not to eat outside food, to only eat prasadam in that sense as far as possible, right? Because it's a type of shelter at the end of the day. Prasadam is there to keep you safe. It's not there to restrict you. Don't eat that, that, and that. No, you can eat it as long as you include Krishna in it, right? Because you eat outside, you don't know who cooked it, what consciousness they're in, what's happening in their life, right? Let's forget about the hygiene side of things, right? But you don't know what that person who's making your pizza is going through in their life, what their karmic journey is taking them on, and now you're eating that and you're taking that inside of you. No, you're meant for more than that. You're meant for a higher thing than that. That's why we are encouraged to only honor prasadam, right? Because it's what keeps us safe. And the material energy is so strong. Whether you're in the temple or out of the temple, you are in the in this material realm. Maya is very strong, and sometimes it's not easy being a devotee. The rules and regulations get to you. At any stage, whether you're a beginning or an advanced devotee, sometimes they'll get to you, right? And you feel so restricted that everything in this movement, it's no, 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 this, no, that, no, that, no, that. Just stay in this little box, right? No. Prasadam is our shelter. It's our safety. Krishna has given us so many forms of shelter, the holy name, association, all of these things. And prasadam is one of those things. That if anything keeps you on this path, at least let it be your love for prasadam. The philosophy may not keep you, the people may not keep you, your experiences may not keep you, but let the prasadam keep you at least. At least, And you get those people, they have their issues with the temple, with the philosophy, with the management, but they'll come for prasad. Right? That in itself speaks about the power of prasad, right? And when things get too much, Kadamba Maharaj always says, just have some prasad. And if it's still too much, have some more prasad. It's okay. Just have your prasad and get your motivation to serve through your honoring of prasad, right? So in this way, we can see the potency, in some basic way, the potency and the value of what prasad has to offer us. So in understanding that, we have to have the utmost respect for it. Right? It's something that Krishna is giving us as a form of shelter. So from start to end, respect should always be there. From the preparation of the prasad, right, to how it is served to those honoring, to even how it is eaten. It is a science. And this is what you can learn if you also read the Chaitanya Charitamrita. How to prepare prasad, how to serve prasad, how to honor prasad in the correct mood. It's prepared as an offering of love. At the end of the day, if you really want to serve someone, if you really want to please them, you'll give them what they like, not what you think they may like. If you really want to serve someone, you'll give them what they want. So prasad is that. It's an offering to Krishna of what he really likes. And we find out this information by reading the Krishna book, the CC, the Bhagavatam, all of these things. The Bhagavad Gita even tells you, Krishna says exactly what he likes to eat, exactly what devotees should eat, exactly what will keep them going in their service. So we prepare this as an offering of love and devotion. We serve the prasad gently to the devotees who are accepting it. And when we take it, these are the finer things. You take as much as you can eat. Take as much as you can honor, as you can respect. You can always go back for more, It's going to be there. There'll be enough, Take as much as you can honor respectfully, so you don't end up wasting. Because sometimes after the Sunday program, you'll see prasad lying on the table, under the tree, here, there, everywhere, because our eyes are bigger than our stomachs. We've all had those situations. But yes, you take as much so you don't end up wasting. And when you're finished eating and honoring, you leave the area around you clean and tidy, right? Sometimes, again, after the Sunday program, we see the grains of rice on the table. We see the paneer thrown, the dal splashed. We see 5 or 6 cups of juice in a place, half. Just pick it up, dispose of it, right? There's now a food bin by the taps, specifically for prasadam that, cannot be finished. Put it in there, The temple is our home. More than our home, the temple is our heart, and we should always strive to keep our home and our heart clean, right? In that sense, we should strive to honor the temple in that way. And be conscious when we're eating that this is something that Krishna is giving me for my protection. Let me honor it as such. Prasadam is so special, it even has its own song, right? It's got its own special song. Like, there are many, many songs by the acharyas of the different pastimes of the Lord and his associates, but Prasadam has a song, right? I mean, you can look at how Prabhupada is honoring the prasad. He's so grave. He's looking at each and every preparation. He's eating it very gently, very consciously, very aware that the devotees have put so much into this offering. Let me respect it. Let me give it the due respect it deserves, right? So at this point, we'll just go through the translation of the song. We'll just read the translation. And yeah, if there's any comments on prasadam, any questions, then we'll take them after. And then, of course, there's so many senior devotees here. I've just given some broad, said something very broad on prasadam, but they can, enrich the discussion so much more. Wait, prasadam is so special. Yes, it has its own song, but the song has a prelude to the song, to really get the devotees going, that this is the song we're going to sing to tell you that we're going to sing about prasadam, right? So, if we can just... If we can go to the prelude, yeah. Okay, so before beginning a meal, you should glorify the Lord's prasad by chanting the following prayers. So this is the prelude that it's coming. Are you ready? So it's just, I'll just say it, and after the Q&A, we'll sing it together, right? After the Q&A. So, Mahaprasade Govinde, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, Svalpa Punya Vatam Rajan, Vishvashonya Vajayate. O King, this is from the Mahabharata. I'm not sure which king is being spoken to, but right. O King, for those with little pious credit, faith in Mahaprasad, Sri Govinda, the holy name, and the Vaishnavas never arise. So if you want to be a person of substance, if you want to be a devotee of very strong faith, believe in Prasad, believe in the holy name, believe in the Lord, and believe in the Vaishnavas. Believe in those 3 things, and no matter what comes, you'll be okay, right? So the song, Sarirara Vijjajal, Jodendriya Tahekal, Jive Pele Visaya Sagure, Taramajje Jivati, Lobamoy Sudurmate, Takejita Kotina Samsare, Krishna Borodoyamoy, Koribara Jivajai, Swaprasadana Dilobai. Say Anamritapal, Radha Krishna Gunagao, Premendako, Chaitanya Nitai. O brothers, this material body is a network of ignorance, and the senses are one's deadly enemies, for they throw the soul into an ocean of material sense enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and verily wicked. It is very difficult to control the tongue in this world. O brothers, Lord Krishna is very merciful. Just to control the tongue, he has given us the remnants of his own food. Now please eat these nectarian grains while singing the glories of their lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call out Chaitanya and Nityananda. If you ever have an opportunity to speak to our resident Ramanuja Acharya Prabhu, he has a very beautiful way of saying this prayer and a very, very nice mood. I encourage you to talk to him about the translation to this song. But basically, life in the material world is already so hard, right? The minute you walk out of here, Maya is going to bombard you with something. Your senses are going to pull you here, there, everywhere, anywhere. Even where you didn't want to go, it's going to go there, right? Krishna wants to help you. So just put your ego aside and accept the help, basically. And one way of doing that is through honoring prasadam, right? His own remnants he is giving us, right? The tongue is the hardest thing to control, and not just in terms of what we want to eat and what we desire to eat. Even think about the way we speak and speech. It's the hardest thing to control, right? But here is one way that can bridge the gap in how we can use our senses in service towards spiritual and material growth through the honoring of prasadam, right? You have, we should just accept the fact. We have this material body, we are in this material existence, we have these senses, we cannot repress them. You can try, and you're going to end up very frustrated, you're going to get angry, and you're going to go crazy. But you have what you have. You have a vehicle, but you can use it as you like, right? And that's what Krishna is saying, that you have this vehicle, don't repress your senses, engage them in something better. Use them for higher activities. Lord Chaitanya says in the Charitamrita, I'm not sure if it's in this the Panihati pastime or another pastime, but he says to the devotees, just taste the prasad and see the difference. Just taste the prasad and see the difference, right? Eat the prasad, allow Krishna to purify you in some way. And even if, life gets very busy, we don't always remember to hold the space for prasad, to honor it as it should be. But even if all we take from this is that before I eat prasad, I should say this prayer. And at least at this moment, let me give it the honor it deserves, the respect. That in itself will help us so much towards going towards a higher state of consciousness, right? Krishna is doing all he can for us and more than we deserve sometimes. So let us try and be all that we can for him by taking the help that he gives us. I will stop here. Open for, there are many senior devotees here. If you would like to add to the discussion, to the conversation, comments, questions, I may not be able to answer them, but
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Bhumi, I'm sorry I came in a little late, but I came specially to hear you. You're one of our young, intelligent and enthusiastic devotees who at your age make very deep analysis of Krishna consciousness. I've heard you speak before. Maybe somebody's got that alarm going off, can turn it off please? So thank you very much for your wonderful class. And you also got a very nice, cheerful manner in which you present it. It's very endearing to the devotees. You made some very important points. I just want to read something what Srila Prabhupada said. Well, you were saying something about eating in restaurants. So I'm quoting Srila Prabhupada. Beside the consciousness of the persons, this is so important. Srila Prabhupada said, the laws of nature are very subtle. For example, if one eats in a place which is very sinful, he shares in the resultant reaction of the sinful activities performed there. There are many subtle laws which are practically unknown to people in general. really. But the Krishna consciousness movement is very scientifically distributing all of this Vedic knowledge for the benefit of the people of the world. So even just going there to the restaurant and being in there and eating in that place, beside the consciousness of the person who cooked it, the other sinful activities going on there, which is meat eating, alcohol, and all of those things. You pick up, you're affected by that. So it's quite something. So based on that, I want to ask a question. There are people here who are working and sometimes have to have meetings with colleagues or other persons, and they choose like a coffee shop or whatever. So how should a devotee function in that context?
Well, I'll give my understanding, then anyone who would like to contribute can. But I think Krishna very much understands that there's an intention behind everything we do. So yeah, you are working and there are some things you cannot get out of. And I'm also, there were a few points that maybe, obviously when we are asked to give the class, there are, discussion points and things like that. And one I didn't cover was also when we're honoring Prasad, this is something else, but what we talk about when we honor Prasad. And I'm not the type of person who's going to sit here and talk about something that I don't do. I know what my conversations are during Prasad, and it's not at the standard it should be, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you, don't talk about mundane things during Prasad. So in this question you raised, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never eaten in a restaurant, because I have. But it's not a habit that I have in any capacity. So in terms of work, your work is your dharma. Your work is your duty, and you need to do it in a way that is truthful and pleasing, not just to you, but to the people you work with. I would say Krishna will understand the intention. If you are somewhere and there is no option but to eat, Krishna will understand that I'm in the situation. Krishna, please, it's not the best thing, but I'm doing what I have to do for my work, And also, you want the people you work with to have a pleasant experience of what a devotee is like. If you're just a person who fanatically denies everything all the time, but if you actually take the time to talk to them and say, I don't generally do this, and this is why I don't. Or, work around it. Can I bring my own prasad and share it with you? But I think a problem comes when you use your work as an excuse to eat out and to make it a habit, because you have those desires within you. Then that's something else altogether, and that's something you need to look at internally. But if you're in a situation and it is what it is in this moment and I have to do what I have to do, I think Krishna understands. I don't think he's so petty. But the devotees, we are petty, but sometimes. But Krishna is not. But again, are you making a habit of this? That's my opinion on it, but if anyone is welcome to contribute. Yeah.
I think that was well responded to. Thank you. Somebody wants to comment further?
The last time I commented on your lecture, beautiful. You speak with such conviction, my dear, and you're very straightforward because you practice what you preach. There may be occurrences occasionally, as you said, but you speak with quite deep realization, and thank you for that. All the best to you, and all the blessings of all the Vaishnavas to you.
Thank you. When I haven't spoken in some time, but whenever I was thinking about it, whenever I speak, before I speak, I always ask for the blessings, and I was beating myself up. I didn't ask today, but thank you for giving it to me anyway. Yeah. Anything else?
Hare Krishna.
Right.
Just to answer Srimati Krishna's question, I also have the same problem at work. So what I do is I phone ahead and I plan for a salad. So you can order your double salad, and then that'll be a meal itself, just to take you to the next level. So that is a reason for you not to indulge in cooked prasad outside
Yeah.
without onions.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
And I guess that can also be a way to, you were saying about the salad, and then obviously when you going to honor the salad, you can tell the Lord, I'm in this situation, I have to eat this. But, this person has kindly prepared it for me according to my specifications, no onions, no garlic. So please bless them for something, So it's not in vain also. I think we can, we'll stop there right on time as well. Okay.
If I just may say something differently from the class.
Sure.
Devotees, I'm sure at the end they acknowledge the devotees who are cooking. But I just want to say that the devotees are cooking, they are cooking in honor of His Holiness Krishna Das Goswami Maharaj, who a great Vaishnav who left this planet some years ago. And today is his Vyasa Puja. So on glorification of the Vyasa Puja, they are preparing in honor the feast. Maharaj gave a lot of his time and energy and knowledge to this yatra. The older devotees will know him. But even if you don't know him, the understanding is that by glorifying the great devotees of the Lord, we get the benefit also. Because when you glorify the devotees of the Lord, Krishna is pleased that we are speaking about. So take a little time to thank those devotees, as well as if you do not know about His Holiness Krishnadas Goswami Maharaj, then the disciples and other associates are here. Find out about Maharaj and increase your appreciation for the Vaishnavas. Would it be nice if we could have done something for Maharaj as well, like a little class maybe on video. But having said that, his lectures are available on the internet. You can go search for His Holiness Krishnadas Goswami Maharaj and find out what a powerful preacher he was. He did not compromise anything, especially Prasad. Even this, he would say, you are sucking blood and chewing bones. Those were his words to people. So he was really, really powerful. And I think it was appropriate to bring that up in this classroom here. So thank you for allowing me to say that. I just felt it's a very appropriate day to glorify Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The offer was made to the disciples for another day, so that we can honor Maharaj in a much more, wonderful and glorious way, and also give enough detail to the program. So it was offered to the disciples. Hare Krishna.
So for now we'll sing the prasadam prayers together, and then Aarti and then honor prasadam. So I'll say the line and then everyone can repeat. Ma prasade govinde, Namo Brahmani Vaishnave, Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishvashonya Vajayate. Vijara Vidyaja Jodendriyata Eka Jive Pele Visaya Sagore. Clap, clap, clap. Tare Majya Jivati Loba Moy Sudurmati Take Jita Kotina Samsare Krishna Borodoya Moy Kori Bara Jiva Joy Swa Prasad Anadilobai Say Anamrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao Premedako Chaitanya Nitai Jaini Mai Jaini Tai Shri Krishna Bhagavat Prasad Ki Jai Gaur Pramanande Hari Bol. And just, the prasadam is such a scientific thing that even, this song is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And if you read his song books, there's a song after this for prasad that is meant to be sung while the devotees are eating prasad. There's probably a song afterwards as well, who knows. So, the process of bhakti is very absorbing. So allow yourself to be fully absorbed. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Gaura Bhumi Bhakti, for this wonderful presentation. Devotees, we're going to continue next week with the Prasad Code, Part 2. And this is going to be focusing on cooking and offering. So please join us next week as well for this, for Part 2, where we discuss how we cook and how we honor. And this will cover aspects which you could follow at home as well. So thank you. Yeah, we may have a demo. Hare Krishna. So we now have Kirtan.
Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pascatyade Satarine Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanat Radha Radhanat Radhe. Jaya Radha Radhanat Radha Radhanat Radhe. Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva.
Satri Rajikacharya Stotra Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Stotra Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Prem Sakuhushi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Visari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki, Gangamai Yamuna Mai Ki, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Bhagavat Prasadam Ki Jai.
Shri Radha Radhanath Ki, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki, Kiri Raj Govardhan Ki, Prabhupada Ki. Namaste Narasingaya. Namaste Narasingaya. Praladalada Dayene. Pralada lada dayine Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Shilatanka nakalaye Shilatanka nakalaye Ito nishingo parato nishingo Ito nishingo parato nishingo Yato yato yamitato nishingo Yato yato yamitato nishingo Aye nishingo hidaye nishingo Bahe nishingo hidaye nishingo Nara shingamadin saranam prabhade Nara shingamadin saranam prabhade Tavakara kamalavare nakam Adbhuta singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Avakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringam Jai Nishingadev Jai Jagadishwar Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev, Jaya Nishingadev, Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev, Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev, Jaya Pralad Maharaj, Pralad Maharaj, Pralad Maharaj, Jaya Pralad Maharaj, Jaya Pralad Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Bhakti Vinashaka Nirusinghadev Bhagavan ki jai. Bhakta Shesha Pralad Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Mahaprasadam ki jai. Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai.